Nearly 8 out of 10 millionaires didn't inherit their money, they built it. And here's the shocking part. Most of them didn't get rich from some secret stock tip or crypto gamble. They got rich doing something boring, repetitive, and honestly, kind of unglamorous. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how millionaires actually invest, the real habits, not the myths. And number one is something you can start doing with your very next paycheck. Most people picture millionaires making risky, high-stakes trades. The reality is almost the opposite. Millionaire investing is quiet, consistent, and boring on purpose, because boring is what actually compounds. Here's the rule we'll come back to all video. Millionaires get rich slowly on purpose, and they protect that money like it's the whole point, because it is. Let's break down exactly how they do it. #7. They pay themselves first. Problem: most people invest with whatever's left over at the end of the month, which is usually nothing. Why it matters: if saving depends on willpower after spending, spending almost always wins. Millionaires flip the order entirely. Real example: someone who automatically invests 20% of every paycheck before touching the rest ends up investing consistently for decades, while someone waiting for leftover money often goes months without investing anything at all. Step-by-step solution. 1. Set up an automatic transfer to your investment account on payday before any other spending. 2. Treat that transfer like a non-negotiable bill. 3. Start with whatever percentage feels manageable, even 5 to 10%, and increase it over time. Common mistake: believing you need to be rich first to pay yourself first. It's actually the habit that builds the wealth, not the other way around. #6. They diversify across asset types, not just stocks. Problem: assuming investing only means buying shares in companies. Why it matters: millionaires typically spread wealth across multiple asset types: stocks, real estate, businesses, bonds, so no single market crash wipes them out. Real example: studies on self-made millionaires consistently show real estate and business ownership sitting alongside stock portfolios, not one or the other, but several income-generating assets working together. Step-by-step solution. 1. Start with a core of low-cost index funds for broad stock exposure. 2. As your portfolio grows, research other asset classes. REITs are an accessible starting point. 3. Avoid putting all new money into just one asset type. Common mistake: thinking diversification only means owning multiple stocks. True diversification spans asset classes, not just tickers. #5. They think in decades, not days. Problem: checking investments daily and reacting to short-term market noise. Why it matters: millionaires generally treat market dips as noise, not news. Reacting emotionally to daily swings is one of the most reliable ways to underperform the market. Real example: an investor who held through the 2008 financial crisis without selling saw the market fully recover and multiply in value, while panic sellers locked in permanent losses near the bottom. Step-by-step solution. 1. Set a long-term goal for your core investments. 2. Review your portfolio on a set schedule, monthly or quarterly, not daily. 3. When the market drops, ask, has my long-term goal changed, instead of, should I sell? Common mistake: confusing short-term price movement with long-term value. They're rarely the same thing. #4. They keep investment costs low. Problem: overpaying in fees for actively managed funds that often underperform cheaper alternatives. Why it matters: a 1 to 2% annual fee sounds small, but compounded over decades, it can quietly eat a huge share of total returns. Millionaires know that costs are one of the few things in investing you can actually control. Real example: £100,000 invested for 30 years at 7% growth with a 0.1% fee grows to roughly £761,000. The same amount with a 1.5% fee grows to only about £493,000, a difference of over £260,000 purely from fees. Step-by-step solution. 1. Check the expense ratio on every fund you hold. 2. Favor low-cost index funds for the core of your portfolio. 3. Reassess fees annually. Don't set and forget the cost side of investing. Common mistake. Assuming a higher fee means better performance. Historically, it's often the opposite. #3. They reinvest their returns. Problem: cashing out dividends and gains instead of letting them stay invested and grow. Why it matters. Compounding only works if returns stay in the market. Millionaires reinvest dividends and gains for years, letting growth build on growth. Real example: £10,000 invested with dividends withdrawn might grow, but the same amount with dividends automatically reinvested ends up significantly higher because each reinvested dividend buys more shares. Step-by-step solution. 1. Turn on automatic dividend reinvestment (DREP) on your platform. 2. Resist withdrawing gains unless you have a specific planned use. 3. Let compounding run uninterrupted for as long as possible. Common mistake: treating dividends as bonus spending money instead of fuel for further growth. #2. They avoid lifestyle inflation. Problem: increasing spending every time income increases, leaving nothing extra to invest. Why it matters. Millionaires typically keep spending well below their income. The gap between the two is exactly what gets invested. Real example: research consistently shows many live well below what their income could support, often driving modest cars and living in average homes, prioritizing investing that gap over visible spending. Step-by-step solution. 1. When income increases, increase investment by the same percentage. 2. Track your savings rate, not just your income. 3. Ask: am I buying this to look wealthy or to improve my life? Common mistake: believing a higher income automatically means more wealth. Without a plan, higher income often just means higher spending. #1. They treat investing as a habit, not an event. Problem: waiting for the right moment, extra cash, or a special opportunity to start investing. Why it matters. Millionaires rarely start with a lump sum windfall. Most build wealth through small, repeated action taken consistently over decades. The habit matters more than any single decision. Real example: someone investing £200 a month consistently for 30 years ends up with more than someone who tries to catch up later, because time in the market, not timing the market, does the heavy lifting. Step-by-step solution. 1. Start investing something today. The habit matters more than the size. 2. Automate contributions. 3. Increase the amount gradually as income grows. Common mistake: treating investing as a one-time decision instead of an ongoing habit built over years. Here's how to start investing like a millionaire, starting today. 1. Automate it. Set up a payday transfer. 2. Diversify beyond stocks. Look into index funds and REITs. 3. Turn on reinvestment. Enable DIIP. 4. Protect your savings rate. Every time your income rises, increase your investing. 5. Zoom out. Check your portfolio quarterly, not daily, and think in decades. 4. Protect your savings rate. Every time your income rises, increase your investing. 5. Zoom out. Check your portfolio quarterly, not daily, and think in decades. Millionaires aren't investing geniuses. They're consistent, patient, and boring on purpose, and that's exactly what makes it work. If this helped, subscribe for more real talk money breakdowns, and tell me in the comments, which one of these habits are you starting today?